Meet Max Strus, the Miami Heat's new undrafted sharpshooter, who in his first two NBA preseason games with the Miami Heat dropped 22, 1 and 2 and 11, 4 and 8. Max Strus is going to be special one day, mark my words. Welcome back to another Hoopway video. On this channel we post daily NBA and ball family content, so make sure to subscribe. We're gonna go for 600 subscribers by the end of January, so please help me reach that goal. I'm gonna keep bringing this quality content, and yeah, let's get right onto this video. About 2 hours ago, before making this video, Max Strus recently signed a two-way contract with the Miami Heat, so I'd like to congratulate him before making this video. I know he's gonna have a really good role on the Miami Heat team, as now they're full of shooters. But before we go into his amazing performance with the Miami Heat in their first two preseason games, let's talk a little bit about Max Strus's past. So Max Strus was born March 28th, 1996 in Illinois. He's currently a 6'6" shooting guard. He played basketball and baseball all throughout his childhood. Max, entering his freshman year of high school, was standing at a staggering 5'9", but had a growth spurt and ended up being 6'5" as a senior. As a senior in high school, Max averaged 19 points and 9 assists per game. He only received one D1 offer to Chicago State, but Max decided to play ball at Lewis University, which was a D2 school, but that's where his brothers were playing, so he wanted to play with his brothers, which is kind of interesting. He left the D1 offer for a D2. As a freshman in college, Max averaged 13.3 points and 5.3 assists per game, where he started all 31 games. In his sophomore season, Max averaged 20.2 points and 3.5 assists. The following season, Max announced he was leaving Lewis University to play D1 at DePaul. Max played his last two college years at DePaul, where he had a redshirt a season. But in his junior year, he averaged 16.8 points and led the team with 3-pointers made. And then finally, in his senior year, Max averaged 20.1 points, 5.9 assists, and 2.2 rebounds, and was named second team All-State Conference. After college, Max declared for the 2019 NBA draft, where he unfortunately went undrafted, which was sad to hear. I thought that he was at least going to go maybe in the second round, but he unfortunately did not get drafted. But he did end up signing a two-way contract with the Boston Celtics, I almost said Pistons, and averaged 9.8 points per game and shot 45% from three. Unfortunately, Strus did end up getting cut, but later that same year, Max got signed to the Chicago Bulls on a two-way contract. But unfortunately, Strus suffered a torn anterior cruciate ligament and bone bruise, where he was sidelined for a whole year. Finally, this year in 2020, Max Strus signed with the Miami Heat as a training camp contract, but really impressed throughout the training camp and the first two preseason games, where he scored 22, 1 and 2 and 11, 4 and 8 in his first two preseason games. And like I said again, he just signed with a two-way contract with the Miami Heat, so congrats to him. But I'm going to talk a little bit about his game and what he was doing in the two preseason games with the Miami Heat. So in his first two preseason games, Max really impressed the coaching staff, which eventually got him the two-way contract. This man, Max, is a pure shooter, especially from deep. He was going crazy from the three-point range with the Miami Heat. He's an adequate scorer off the dribble. He can pull up in a hurry. He can do it all, honestly, shooting-wise. Scoring is not a problem for him, as he plays a shooting guard position. He obviously moves really well off the screens. Off-ball screens, he really moves well off. And he's not one of those players where he just stands in the corner, aka Danny Green. But this man can just move around the ball. He reminds me a little bit of Curry's off-ball play, the way he just moves. So yeah, that's really a good advantage for the Miami Heat now. He's also an adequate rebounder for his size, which he did have a lot of good rebounds. So, that's going to help the Miami Heat a lot on the offensive side with Bam Adebayo being there. And also, he's a good athlete. He threw down a couple dunks in his first two preseason games. I'm playing all the clips of his highlights on the screen right now, so you guys can just tell of how good he is. He looks like he's NBA made, so, that's really good on his side. But sometimes, some of his cons when he was getting drafted was he has a little bit of a history with foot injuries. Like I said, again, he had to sit out a whole year after he got signed. He is a little bit old for a draft prospect, but he's like 24 right now in Miami. He's still, I'd say he's considerably young, especially for being with the Miami Heat, where he's a pure shooter. His game isn't based off all of his athleticism. and you know, he could just really prove himself shooting the three ball in all of his games. So you know, that's really cool about Max Strus, which he's like a pure shooter. So in his first 2 preseason games, Max did really good. So as we saw in the first 2 preseason games, Max Strus is not afraid to shoot the ball. He's gonna shoot from anywhere. The one thing I like about him the most is he kind of reminds me of a Duncan Robinson type of player. He was coming off the screens and he was just pulling that things in the Toronto Raptors faces, you know. Like I said again, 11 points in the first preseason game and 22 in the second. So he's really proven himself and he's blossoming on the court. I believe he can be a real good help to Jimmy Butler in the regular season. He could spot up for Jimmy Butler. He could be you know, come off those off-ball screens. Jimmy Butler can hit him, and he's just gonna hit the 3. Honestly, with this acquisition of Max Strus, I believe they can be a top 3 and shooting team in the NBA. And the one thing I like most about Max Strus's game is he is not just a pure shooter, you guys. I know he's a shooting guard, but this man can drive. He had some nice dunks in his first 2 preseason games. A lot of people don't like to talk about his driving skills. They only think of him as a pure scorer, but this man can also get to the basket. He is a little bit of a crafty finisher. Obviously, he is a guard, so he is going to be able to handle that ball. I believe his role, obviously, is a 2-way contract, so I believe his role with the Miami Heat is going to be, he's going to come off the bench, maybe play for 10-12 minutes, hit a couple threes, you know, be that good team player. The whole chemistry seemed really good out there in the first 2 preseason games with the whole team. You know, whenever he hit a 3 or got a bucket, the whole team was clapping. Everyone seemed to be liking the fit. The coaching staff was really liking him in practice. They've all said good things about him. So I'm really happy for the guy, Max Strus, doing a great job in the NBA right now. Just got signed to a 2-way contract. You know, he is literally a pure shooter. I believe he's a top 3 shooter on the Miami Heat team as well. You know, so now they got Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Goran Dragic, and Max Strus. So, you know, it's going to be a really big help for the shooting wise. Jimmy Butler is going to love this team. You know, people don't think the Miami Heat improved, but on reality, they really did improve a lot with the little hidden gems they got. You know, I really admire the Miami Heat for just getting those rough diamonds in the cut. Just like how they got Duncan Robinson from a D3 school and now Max Strus from a D2 school. So front office Miami Heat doing a really good job getting all these hidden gems. And Max Strus is going to be a real big key to the Miami Heat, hopefully in the playoffs and obviously the regular season. He's going to hit those threes. I see him averaging maybe 10 points in the regular season. So, you know, it's going to be really fun seeing the Miami Heat, and hopefully Max Strus can get a chance to prove himself in the NBA. Like I said again, he was proving himself in the preseason, shooting threes, getting to the basket, playing good defense. Really, his size is honestly 6'6", 215, I believe, and he's like 24 years old. So, you know, he's not too old, you know, for especially being a bench player. So, I really think that he has a bright future ahead of him. And comment down below what you guys think of Max Strus right now. Do you guys think that he is going to be a big help for the Miami Heat? What do you guys think on this whole situation? Make sure to comment down below. And I just got a brand new professional studio recording mic for this videos, for this YouTube channel. I really want to improve my content, so dropping a subscribe and liking the video and commenting would really mean a lot to me. We're only 60 subscribers away from 600, you know, so why not subscribe? You know, we want to hit 600 subscribers before December, so, or before this year ends. So make sure to subscribe, comment down below any other ideas you guys want me to post on this channel. And with all that being said, I'm out. Peace.